ProWrestlingSheet.com.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of Wrestling Sheet Radio. I am your host, ProWrestlingSheet.com, Editor-in-Chief Ryan Satin, here with the one, the only, Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champion, Ethan Page. Well, I guess you're not the one, the only. There's two of you as Impact Tag Team Champions. But the one, the only Ethan Page, who is also Impact Wrestling Tag Team Champion. It's actually cool. I haven't seen this belt in person yet. It looks pretty badass.
You want to touch it?
Yeah, I do kind of. I always love.
It's very heavy.
You know what's funny is I feel like people. Oh, that is really heavy.
Yeah.
I always feel. Ooh, I get that for later. I always feel like people underestimate how heavy title belts are.
Yeah.
Always, because back in the day when I worked at TMZ, John Cena came in. And he had the spinner belt.
Yep.
That thing was so heavy. I remember when I held it.
That's multiple plates of steel because you have the spinner in the middle. Yeah.
That's why it was so heavy at the time. And that was when I really learned. That I was like, man, this is a heavy piece of steel here.
I gotta travel with this everywhere.
Does that mean so then for your bags you have to factor that in for like how much the bag weights and stuff too, right?
So this also I choose to check nothing. So I'll carry everything on because I just don't trust everyone. I never want to show up without merch or my gear. Or lose the belt. So I just bring everything with me. So I have to go through TSA with the belt, with my carry-on. It's always funny.
How does that work, liability-wise, since you have to travel with it? If you
I haven't signed anything.
You haven't had to sign it?
Yep, nope.
No.
So I just assume that everyone that works for Impact assumes we won't lose it because we're so afraid of losing it, which is very true. Yeah, so we take care of it as best as we can.
I've actually never thought about that. I wonder if, because in W2 they all have to travel with it.
I feel like they could just get a replica.
True. Well, I think there's also backup ones in case they lose it and stuff like that. So I guess
I've
that makes
also
sense.
heard stories of guys being given different titles to travel with.
See, that just seems unfair if you don't have to. If you have a weird replica one just to show off with people when you're on the road, that seems very unfair.
Yeah, I agree. It's not even the real one.
No.
This is the only one, guys. Sometimes Josh and I might accidentally switch who holds which one because they're identical, and they get thrown places. I don't know how many times we've swapped them, but there's only two of these belts. So if you're taking a photo with me at a show, this is the real deal.
I'm also always surprised that the wrestlers were able to walk to the ring the whole time holding it up because of how heavy it is.
It is very heavy, man. Yeah.
I know you want to look cool holding the belt up the whole time, but that thing is really heavy.
Yeah.
So how does it feel? I first came to know of you when you guys were the Monster Mafia.
Yeah.
And when you guys came to PWG for the few shows that you guys were out here. And then you guys were not together for a while. Josh had retired, and now you guys are back. He's not retired. You guys are back together. You're in Impact. How does it feel to be reunited with Josh?
It's so awesome, and it's so weird. And the fact that we ended up taking different paths but ending up in the same place is so meant to be, I guess. And it's so wild that he had to sit on the sidelines and watch my career grow. And that sucks, especially for two best friends, too. We were not just a tag team. So he had to watch that happen and not be able to do the same thing, yet in the end up in the exact same spot as me. So I always tease him, jokingly, you had to work half as hard to get here. That's not true at all. He was busting his ass in Canada. He just couldn't get across the border.
Yeah.
But it's just hilarious that we ended up being in the same place, tagging again, and then winning our first major title together.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And, as someone who was a fan of you guys when you came out here, I was pumped to see it because I was like, man, the whole time you guys weren't together, I was like, I love Ethan Page, dude. Ethan Page is a great wrestler. I enjoy watching your work. But I loved you guys as the tag team.
I love us as a tag team, too.
So you said you guys have been best friends for a long time?
Yeah.
Before wrestling?
No. So I hated him.
Okay.
Yeah. I hated him so much. I hated who trained him. I just got weird vibes and rubbed the wrong way. And then over time got to know him as a person and realized that we're very similar in the way we think, especially when it comes to professional wrestling. So
I love how that happens with wrestlers sometimes when the two guys who are really competitive against each other that you would think they're no, fuck that guy, and then they end up, when they figure it out, they're oh no, we're really good together.
Yeah, exactly.
I love when that clicks like that because, someone's able to cover for the other person's strengths and weaknesses or whatever, and you kind of both play off each other.
Exactly. Whatever I lack, he fills in for, and vice versa.
Why'd you guys? Was it an Impact thing to change the name of the
North?
North?
They didn't want to say the word mafia on television.
Was that because of the?
We tried arguing it because of Main Event Mafia, but we were like, no, different people were in charge then. We're just going to stick to something else. And I was like, okay, what about Monster? And they were like, well, Abyss is our monster, so we can't really just throw that word around. That one I was like, All right, I'm not going to argue that. Like, out of respect to Abyss and what he's done in TNA/Impact, I was like, we'll stay away from that word. And then we decided to kind of lean towards where we're from and came up with the North.
Was it, because Impact has kind of become more of a Canadian-based company now, did that excite you when that kind of all first started happening? Did you just kind of see potential there?
Yeah, because I thought, okay, there's a home base that's literally a stone's throw from my house. I should be a shoo-in, and possibly they'll be running more events in Canada, which means they'll be able to see me more often, and it ended up working out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because, I kind of like that it's kind of put more of the Canadian wrestling scene on the map a little bit more. Because I think a lot of you guys were really kind of going unseen out there.
Yeah.
Still, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people, there's like Speedball, who I feel is still like, I feel so bad about that situation to this day, because I feel like, man, he was like on like such an upward trajectory, and he's still doing great. I mean, I know that he's still killing it in Japan and all that kind of stuff, but I just feel like, man, I do feel like the American audience would love him if they got a taste of him.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, they could still see him. It's so accessible now. Like, especially IWTV, they just put out a new app. So you could download that and watch all of Speedball's matches. He wrestles in Ottawa for C4 Wrestling all the time. So, I mean, if you're looking for him, you can find him now in 2019. No problem.
You can definitely still find him. I just mean, like, I guess more I want to see him, like, making tons of money on
that was
platform.
Just a cheap plug for IWTV. Use promo code Alpha1, ALPHA, and the number 1. You get 20 days for free.
What's it like running your own company and wrestling, like doing both like that?
Right now, it is the hardest thing. Alpha One is not getting enough attention that it deserves, and it like breaks my heart every day. But I feel like if I slow down with my own career, it'll hurt me in an even bigger way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's a tough balancing act right there.
So right now, it is nearly impossible, and I'm just like skating by, and I feel so bad for the wrestlers because I'm not able to give the company the attention I have for the last 2010, so almost 10 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that time flies like that you've been running a company for 10 years, right?
Well, like I was just talking to Tommy Dreamer the other day about how he slept in my parents' basement. And I was like, I think I was 19, which I'm 29 now. I was like, oh, man, we've been around each other for 10 years. I was like shocked.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today I was writing a story. It was about how China is going to be in WWE 2K20. And I was writing something out. And
that's awesome, by the way.
I pumped on that.
Yeah.
But then when I was looking it up, I was like, when's the last video game she was in? And I was like looking it up. And it was basically 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, is that even possible?
Was it like Smackdown 2 or something?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think it was I have it right here.
Here Comes the Pain.
That's the one it was. Yeah, it was Here Comes the Pain. Yeah. But I was like, man, that's crazy that was 20 years ago, and that was still deep into how long people have been playing video games.
It's pretty crazy.
It really is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and to see I was playing Killer Instinct this weekend. My girlfriend loves fighting games. And to see like how games have progressed from when we were kids to now, like it blows my mind.
I can't even video games actually, I'm not joking, this is gonna make me sound so weird, but they give me anxiety. Because to learn the buttons is stressful. It's a whole process. I also don't have that much time to like sit and learn. So by the time the disc downloads, I learn the buttons. I've already wasted an hour. That's all I had to play. So, yeah.
I have a friend a former good friend of mine who he would get really mad when a new game would come out because we would be beating him or whatever. And so he would buy the game and then not hang out with us for like 2 weeks just so he could get good at the game and then like call us back up and be like, hey, you guys want to play Call of Duty or whatever?
My friend, you need some life goals, I think.
Well, this was a long time ago when we were younger.
No, this was about right now.
No, this wasn't right now. This was 15 years ago. We were much younger.
Not trying to ruin your friendshp, sorry.
No, he's an alcoholic. We don't really talk anymore.
Whoa.
But he went crazy on me once all drunk and we just stopped talking. I don't know.
All right.
But while we were talking about PWG and stuff and things it's crazy how long ago that was. I still trip out on the Sofia Vergara thing that night when she was there.
So do I.
Have you ever had any interactions with her since from that night?
No. I don't think.
Not even a Twitter interaction. Nothing.
Just her husband, I think, tweeted.
He's a big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
I still to this day trip out about that. I remember when I saw her walking in. I remember saying to my girlfriend at the time, like, she's gonna leave here in like 30 minutes before the intermission. She's out of here. There's no way she's staying here in the heat this whole time. And then she stuck it out the whole time.
She's also Latina, so the heat. Like my wife is Colombian.
Yes.
She loves the heat.
Yes.
She also loves lucha libre, so she loves the pomp and circumstance and the presentation of professional wrestling. So I don't know. Maybe they're similar.
And she got to be there at one of the best PWG shows in forever.
I agree. Yeah.
That was, that whole ending thing when Mount Rushmore came together,
which I got to commentate, which was awesome.
How cool is that?
Very cool.
That's cool. I didn't realize. It's funny. Because I'm always there.
Yeah.
I never get to hear the people on commentary.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until AEW when I ever heard Excalibur on commentary.
He's amazing.
He's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so good.
So getting to commentate with him at PWG and for that big thing was that was cool with that. I didn't have to win any belts there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
I still did, but
you were technically PWG tag team champion.
For 45 minutes. Maybe a little longer because the ring broke and intermission was long, so thank you for the longer title reign, Super Dragon.
I feel like it counts.
It counts to me. It's on my Wikipedia.
Because that seals it then.
That's it. Yeah.
No, it doesn't say for 45 minutes next to it. It just says PWG.
Hey, no one needs to know the time or the details. Just that it happened. There's photo evidence. It's on my Wikipedia. I'm a great tag team wrestler.
It's like how I always feel like Brian Kendrick should own up the fact that he was WWE champion more. He doesn't really ever own it up.
So was he actually, or what? Because that match is very confusing.
Very confusing.
I know when there's five wrestlers.
Yes.
There's time limit.
Yes.
You need to be holding the title when the time runs out.
Correct.
So he held the title, but technically it didn't change hands.
Now we need to look to see if it's on his Wikipedia
Do you get what I'm saying?
I totally get what you're saying.
Okay,
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, so when the time expires, whoever's holding the title is technically the champion. So you could beat the champion in the match, but not end up winning the title.
But isn't the DDT4 tournament technically, since the tag team titles were on the line, technically the same thing, since whoever is holding the tag titles by the end of the night is actually the tag team champions?
No, because the matches start and end.
Okay.
So that in itself is a result. Whatever the Scramble Championship challenge is, I'm just going off of my child memory, by the way.
Yes. We're not holding you to
by
this, don't
child,
worry.
I mean teenage. But anyways, I'm pretty sure it's a time limit thing.
Okay.
And they had a match similar to this for the hardcore title in one of the video games earlier on, and it was 10 minutes. All you have to do is just be holding the title at the end of the match.
Yes.
You're the champion.
Yeah, I looked at his Wikipedia and it's not on there. So I guess it doesn't count unless it's on your Wikipedia page.
One for me today.
One thing I want to talk to you about is, I've seen you kind of talking on social media about losing weight and kind of getting fit. What inspired all that?
My wife. Yeah, and I knew we just had our kid. I just recently started doing well with Impact. They kind of said something to me, not in a rude way or anything, just hey, there'll be more opportunities for you if you're able to, tighten up your body a bit or get a singlet. And I was like, okay, you're giving me the option to be fat. That's awesome. You guys are great bosses. But I was like, no, I'll do the work and I'll make it happen. And they were happy with it. But it was just the fact that we just had our kid. My wife didn't want to keep working. It was too stressful. So I tried to do everything I could to kind of make myself more marketable and easier to get bookings. And yeah.
Is that why you kind of stopped doing the podcast a little bit?
I originally had one podcast with two of my buddies, Josh Alexander and Joey Kings, and that one we ended because we were saying so many things naturally because we're best friends. It was getting problematic that this stuff is on the internet and you're going to get in trouble. It's three guys that are comfortable with each other. We understand each other's sense of humor. I know what I can get away with them, but the listeners, I didn't feel comfortable putting it out, and I didn't want to make it work for my friends, so we just scrapped that. And then I had a podcast with Brent Brookhouse, which was very fun to do, but it was solely an income for me, so they paid me to do it. Once they stopped paying, I stopped doing it.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense. And I totally understand what you're saying about the friends thing, because I do my weekly roundup wrestling news, Wrestling Sheet Radio with my 2 or 3 of my best friends.
Yeah.
And it's the same way where I kind of have to make sure that, at least me, I'm the one who isn't fully just loose hanging out with my friends sometimes.
Yeah.
And I fall into it.
Right. And I have, at the time, I had a lot to lose, too, because I believe I was with Evolve, and they just started doing all the WWE stuff. So I was getting very, very weary of having things online that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Not that we said anything or did anything, but, I took
Don't go looking in the archives now.
Oh, they're all gone.
What do you think seeing Evolve on the network? I mean, you were very closely tied
cool.
with...
Yeah, it was cool. I don't want anything good to happen to Gabe Sapolsky, but I was happy for the wrestlers.
Why do you say that about Gabe?
He's just I don't know. He's like a little crybaby. He's very immature, And I think that if you're going to be in charge of a bunch of grown men, there has to be like a common respect. And I don't think he gives that to the people that he has performed for him.
Is that why you kind of stopped working with them?
Well, that, and they promised me a work visa and they never delivered it.
Oof.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like my legal status in the country is on the line for your terrible paydays and watching you throw temper tantrums. Like, this is not worth it. Like, at the end of the day, I'm also like a grown adult. I have a family.
Yeah.
Like, your little wrestling like kingdom where you think you're very important is not real to me.
Well, and like you said, if your wife is trying to stop working and you're trying to get more opportunity, not being allowed to work in the United States would not be the best thing for you.
No, yeah. So I went out of my way to try and find someone that would be able to legally make wrestling in America an option, and that's where Impact came in.
I was going to say, is that not part of, but you're someone who obviously is very happy working at Impact, and you go out there to let it be known how happy you are there.
But I'm very happy working anywhere, and I feel like it's our job to promote the place that employs us, and a lot of people are very self-absorbed, and they don't understand the process of being someone's employee. We're supposed to promote the places that we work for. We're supposed to show the positive sides. That's why in the vlogs I go out of my way to kind of show the backstage atmosphere, because I feel like that is a thing that might change people's perception of the company, which we really need to do. So I don't want any of that bad negative stigma from the mistakes people made before. I want people to know that we're working hard trying to make it better now.
It's got to be frustrating to be in that scenario. I mean, I couldn't imagine having to almost, I don't want to say apologize, but try and like regain the goodwill of fans who have gone away for something that other people did.
Yeah, it's super hard, and then it's also super hard because our exposure level right now isn't as high as it was before. Like when they were on Pop TV, they had more viewership, or Destination America obviously had more viewership, and then Spike TV, clearly.
Obviously.
So right now we're not in a position where we have that kind of a reach in America.
Yep.
But internationally, Impact has an insane reach, and especially they just passed 100,000 subscribers on their Twitch.
That's awesome.
And that's a big audience.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, growing the audience is always important.
For sure.
I think that, it does suck that, I feel like at different points in Impact's history, there have been like things that caused people to go away and not come back, and it sucks that happens sometimes, and it's really hard to regain those people.
Right, but my goal isn't to make them fans of Impact. My goal is to make them fans of Ethan Page, and then they follow me wherever I go, so that I'm more valuable to Impact, and then they'll just watch because I'm there.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I like that Impact has been putting over your vlog so much too. I mean, they've really been supporting it.
Majorly, and that's a big thing too, because their social media reach is ginormous. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people, regardless of you maybe aren't watching, everyone's on their fucking phone. I mean, everyone's always on their phone looking at stuff.
Their YouTube, someone in the office sent us an email last week. I don't want to screw this up, but I'm pretty sure they said that they hit 40 million views a month.
That's awesome.
So
yeah, that's awesome.
That's just on their YouTube page.
I mean, I was impressed at how good you guys did in California. I don't look at I'm in California. I didn't see it like promoted that heavily out here, and you guys still did really good out here.
Yeah, I was very, very happy, especially that Friday show we did. It was so funny. It was in an esports arena, which is like people play video games on Twitch.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is like the weirdest synergy, the fact that like our company is trying to, be progressive in a way of doing internet-based wrestling, and then here we are in this nerd venue for video gamers with these oiled up men to beat each other up.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you can cross over those markets, it's always good.
I love it, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're someone who likes to cross over markets. I know you're a big like Marvel guy and like toy guy and all that kind of stuff. And I like that you put out. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And look, we're all human beings. Like I have no problem sharing what I like or what I enjoy with people that actually want to pay attention.
I get so conflicted because I love toys. I love toys so much.
Do it. But whatever it is, just do it.
But then you see videos like the Scott Steiner one that was posted. I know that was a really old video.
Sure, he would say the same thing. Okay, so did you see the picture we took? Where
yeah, of course. It was amazing. Yeah.
So he for sure did not want to take that photo. I jokingly was like, Scott, thank you so much for doing this. And he just looked at me and looked away. And I was like, I don't care. We're doing the photo. It's happening. He's such a nice dude, though. I
was just gonna say that I love that the perception of Scott Steiner is that he is like this like crazy person that like you can't control, that will just fly off the handle. But when you meet him, he's like the nicest guy in the world.
But that guy is still in there.
Oh well, yeah, but he's also really nice.
Yeah.
Like you get scared. Like I remember the first time I met him was at like some convention, and it was back when I was on TMZ, and I just remember like from a corner he did like one of these and just pointed at me to come over, and I was like, oh god, this is probably gonna be bad. Usually these situations are bad,
Sure.
you know. And like I go over there, and he's like, hey man, just want to say I really like you on TMZ. Keep up the good work. And I was like, thank you very much, Scott Steiner.
So weird.
And he's like, do you want to take a picture? And I was like, yeah, I definitely want to take a picture. And he's like, let's do it. And I was like, okay, cool. And like, do you want to pay you money for it? And that was cool. And I was like, but tell everyone you did. And I was like, okay, cool.
The classic wrestler scheme.
Yeah, I love it. He's a really nice guy. The fact that he was doing he's still doing Frankensteiners and stuff at his age is insane.
I was blown away that they got him to, or if it was his idea, that's insane, to do that on Friday night.
That's crazy.
Super Frankensteiner off the top. At his age,
He doesn't need to do it.
No, and like I feel so bad. Like you can see his body is like the wear and tear is there. Like you can watch him just walk in the locker room, and you know, like he's been through some shit.
He's 57 years old, you know.
Yeah. So like for him to take that risk and do that for like Impact is a big thing. Yeah.
Does it like when you see wrestlers like that giving back? Does it inspire you for
Hell
like
yeah. Yeah. Like every time I see Tommy Dreamer put his boots on and wrestle, I'm just like, if you're gonna go out there, I shouldn't be complaining about anything. Yeah, for everything that he's done in wrestling and still going out and like he's busting his ass. Like whatever maximum effort is, he's doing it, and it's like that. Yeah, it's motivating for sure.
I also can imagine. I mean, the young wrestling fan and you being in the ring with like ECW legends like that has to be really cool.
Dude, D'Lo Brown is one of my favorite wrestlers ever, and he's always my producer.
How cool is that?
It's so cool. I don't care. Like people, you're being on Mark. Yeah. What do you think I became a wrestler for?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna forget that I like this guy. No.
No, it's like the reason you got into it so you could like go possibly work with him one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like some guy texted me or tweeted me the other day and he's like, did you ever think that you would be defending the Impact Tag Team titles against Rhino and Tommy Dreamer? And I was like, yeah.
Like, duh.
What else did you think I wanted to do?
That's literally all I've wanted to do.
Just stay at home and wrestle? No, this is what I wanted to do. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's got to be rad.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It really is the best.
He's another one. I saw him at the GCW show here, I think, and he did like a moonsault.
I wrestled him.
Yeah, and he did a moonsault during that match, and I was like, what?
Yeah, which, by the way, was told to me I might do a moonsault. Okay. Sure, D'Lo. We know you well. You're an entertainer, and you're one of the best.
I remember me and my friends sitting there just going, he's wrestling like he hasn't lost a step. Like, I know he's older, maybe a little like slower, like a tad bit, but when I was watching, I was like, man, that's just like old school D'Lo Brown killing it.
Currently, there is a backstage joke between myself and Scott D'Amore that I guess Scott D'Amore and D'Lo Brown, I guess, are doing like a weight loss competition between the two of them.
Okay.
And so anytime like good food comes in, by good I mean terrible for you, I'll be like, oh, you want some, Scott? He's like, oh, no. You know, me and D'Lo are trying to lose weight. And every time he'll say it, I'll be like, are you guys coming back? Because like I'll wrestle for free if I have a program with D'Lo Brown.
Don't tell them that.
So I'm no.
Don't tell them that.
I was joking. But I like lose the weight, D'Lo. Get your ass back on TV. Shake that head. Kick my ass. It'd be awesome.
People would love it.
Yeah. By people, me.
Specifically, Ethan Page would love it. How much did you lose? How much weight have you lost, would you say?
I've put a little bit back on because I'm coasting right now like a lazy father. I was up to about 265 and I went down to about 230-ish. 227, I believe. Yeah.
Hey, that's not easy. I've been trying to like not lose weight, but like work out for the first time in my life, and it's crazy how easy it is to just not work out for a week.
It's crazy how easy it is to give yourself an excuse to eat anything. It's like so I just signed that wrestling figure company toy contract. So we get like with the contract we get a signing bonus.
Hell yeah.
So I use the signing bonus to actually buy stock of my own toy when it gets made, so I can just sell it at shows. And obviously, it's like part of my like social media persona is that I love action figures.
Yes.
So I was like with my wife, I'm like, oh, there's a couple bucks left. Let's oh no, this is me thinking.
No, is that light on? I thought I
one?
saw a red light somewhere. Continue.
Oh, yeah, the red light's on the camera.
Oh, no, I see another one. It's okay. Continue.
I'm just messing with
you.
Continue. So I said, I'm like, oh, we got a couple bucks left. Let's celebrate the fact that I'm getting a toy and let's go out for dinner. It's like, what are we celebrating? Like, nothing really.
No, that's what we're celebrating.
Sure.
That's a cool thing to celebrate.
It is cool, but those things, I don't want to say those things happen all the time, but there's it's someone's birthday. I can have cake. I have to celebrate this birthday. Or like, oh, my wife, she just got her blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Let's celebrate that. It's like anything.
Yes.
That's my vice.
No, that is the hardest part for sure.
Yeah.
Like, and also, like, there's no good, like, dessert. There's no, like, actual dessert that's, like, okay for you. So it's, like, hard when you love dessert.
Yeah, I feel like that's why it's called dessert and not dinner.
Yeah. I want to talk about the vlog a little bit because I think that I feel like, I've watched a couple of them, and I do enjoy that you're able to show the locker room in a different light. I think that regardless of, like, because the internet is such a negative place, especially social media, it's become increasingly more and more negative. And I think that you're someone like me where, like, you just want to put more positive things out there into the universe and stuff. And so I really appreciate that, and I think that, it's fun seeing people play around backstage, seeing Trey Miguel fart and seeing, Jordan Grace in her natural element and stuff. I'm enjoying it. One of the things I've been wondering, though, with you is, a lot of wrestlers are very creative people, but not a lot of them. I've noticed with you like to have an additional creative outlet, like outside the ring. Either it's your own wrestling company, or it's a podcast, or it's a vlog. What drives you? Is that kind of something that drives you? After?
Yeah, I've just always been like that, and I have like a weird, like I just have to be doing something at all times, whether it's thinking about what I'm gonna do, but I have to have like something in the works, and the vlog keeps me busy enough. So that's a good thing. And then I get the creative outlet of the video editing, which I've always been in love with. I don't know if it's the music or cutting it to the music. It's like very, very, very comforting. Yeah, it feels good. I don't know. I can't explain it.
No, I get it. I totally get it. Because I'm the same way.
Soothing. That was the word I was looking for.
It's therapeutic too, almost to a certain degree. Because I'm the same way. I wasn't really like a video editor type person until I started my site, and I had to just because it was videos I needed to edit for various things. And once I started to mess around with it and play with it, it becomes fun to a certain degree.
Yeah, and I enjoy seeing the finished product and knowing that I did it. Like I started from literally nothing, it was just blank, and I started dropping down clips and music, and I created this, I don't know, art, I guess, or movie. And to me, I'm giving people a free documentary every single week, and they're almost 20 minutes. So for a 20-minute video to have good substance, good content, I probably have to edit around 10 hours worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's hard. I mean, I've tried to vlog before.
Yeah.
Where let me rephrase that. I started to film things as if I was gonna make a vlog.
Yeah.
But it's tough to do that. I mean, number one, getting over the fear of not fear, but the feeling weird of just talking like this all the time and people looking at you and you're in a public place just going hey, everyone. That's the hardest part to get over.
100% agree. And I'm still trying to get over it. I just left 2 other podcasts, and just to be hey, I know I just did your thing, but can you do my thing now? Can I pull my camera out of my pocket and selfie film us? I just feel like such a jackass. But I have to do it. And when you watch it, you don't feel weird about it. You're just oh, this is natural. I've seen this a million times.
Yeah, it's funny that after the fact, editing wise, you're oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I remember I did it. It was actually that same weekend, the GCW weekend, when you guys were out here, when you did that show with when you wrestled D'Lo. That was the week I did it because I remember there was a ton of wrestling shows out here that weekend. And I was oh, vlog me going to all the shows.
Put it up.
And no,
edit it.
No, I only got to on the way, and then after the show outside, I started doing it, and some drunk guy ran into the shot, and then it threw me off my game. Looking back on it, it probably would have been better.
Way better.
It probably would have been better because of that.
See, I try and just pass my camera off to people and give them no direction. Because I don't want every vlog to look like I'm the one doing it all. And they can all have different feels. Like, I don't want people to get bored or, I just saw this last week. I get it. You wrestle 3 days a week and travel. Oh, there's another airport. So I, will pass my camera off, and they'll be like, oh, what do you want me to film? Anything. I don't care. You want to film you and your friends doing a skit? Go. Because at the end of the day, I have control whether I use it or not. And I would rather have way more than way less.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, if I have a chip with hours and hours, I'll be so much happier than meticulously deciding what to record.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally. Also, I figured out what the red light is. It's that light right there. I forgot there's a red light down there beneath you because there's a light up there too that turns on when I have 10 minutes to go, and I was like, wait. It's not 10 minutes yet. They threw me off with the red light over there. They recently reorganized everything here and made it look fancier.
It's very nice.
Yeah, right? There's a fancier room over there, but it was taken at the time, so I couldn't do it.
I think it worked out for you.
You had the obligations with the Burt stuff. So
sorry. I'm so sorry.
No. I actually like when we can do these kinds of things. It's face-to-face is much easier than sitting talking side to side like that in the other room.
Oh, that's what it was supposed to be?
Well,
I like this better.
Yeah, me too. I felt like when you reached out and we were going to do this, I was like, oh yeah, face-to-face, way better.
Thank you.
Santana was that? And maybe you can't tell me. I don't know. But I rewatched the match at Slammiversary, which was a great match, by the way. You guys killed it.
Thank you.
Was he actually hurt in the part of the storyline? Was that okay? We'll just move on. We'll just move on from there. But I really did enjoy the match. I thought you guys killed it in that match.
Thank you.
I think that all three of those, you guys and the Rascals are great. They're another one that I just feel like.
Hold on, before we gloss over this, I will say yes, Santana's knee is injured.
Okay.
But it was before the match.
Got it.
And he was very public about it.
Okay.
Did we use that to push a story? Maybe. Is it more hurt than it was? Maybe. Am I going to tell anyone? Maybe off the air.
Deal. That seems like a fair deal. That's what I wanted to ask you about. Besides Santana, we'll move on from that.
Yeah. Ask me whatever you want.
I mentioned the Jordan Grace thing, and this is something I want to talk to you about, is the wrestlers using their real names thing.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like everyone should have just shut up once Austin Creed.
He really did shut it down.
Yeah.
I had heard of some other wrestlers who were planning to roll in, but they were like, we shouldn't get involved.
I wanted to do my real name on my Twitter, but someone was teasing me at Impact saying that me and Jordan Grace are very similar, like we're the same person.
You guys have similarities for sure. Outspoken, confident.
Yes. Yeah, so I was like, I don't want to just be the copycat, and she just did it. So I was like, so I texted her, I was like, hey, I was totally going to do it too. I will 100% support you, even though people are going to shit on it. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to change it yet. I might in the future, but I'm letting you know. She's like, do it now. I'm like, no.
I will say though that from a non-wrestler perspective, right? This puts a whole new wrinkle in things because I'm always like, okay, just call them their stage name. They're probably not going to like if you call them their real name.
So
you know their real
I
name.
think we're in a time where things are changing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right now, we could have guessed it was going to happen 10 years ago, but it's happening literally right now. I personally don't care what you call me. Yeah. I also want a life outside of wrestling. I do not want to just be a professional wrestler. My name is Julian. I'm okay with that. My parents gave it to me. I'm not embarrassed of it. You know what I mean? My character or stage name is Ethan Page. That's what I portray online, and not even really I'm not Ethan Page on Twitter. It's just that's my brand. Yep. That's all I'm trying to sell is all ego. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
but it is a weird thing to navigate through because it's hard to figure out what's more important, getting that character over in that company or getting me over for the future or you not me.
I think a bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm okay with walking a fine line. I saw Lance Storm tweet Pink, the singer. It's she has a real name, but her she calls herself Pink. It's yeah, sure. We don't have names like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw that tweet and I didn't think that was a fair comparison in the slightest bit.
We have sure, The Rock is not The Rock. We know her name is not Pink.
Correct.
Jordan Grace is potentially a real name.
And also I think the difference is that with Pink, she's not necessarily playing the character of Pink. That's just the name that she thought would be cool, sound cool for pop music and all that kind of thing. She's not.
That's all Jordan's trying to say.
Yeah, totally.
I just thought this name sounded cool for a wrestler.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that Well, but also I think that the difference to me is that sometimes when people watch wrestling, I think people forget that there is still a huge portion of the audience who forgets or who believes that this is real. Like,
I don't think so.
There 100% is. You don't think there is?
No.
Oh, 100%. People in other countries.
Okay.
People here too. There's not.
Fair.
There's still people who believe wrestling
would
is
say
real.
In America, that is a 5 to 10%.
I feel like there's still those people that I run the social media for the site, right? Where we're putting out fact
you would know more than me.
And I see the responses of people taking very clearly in character things, taking it seriously as if that reflects on the human being.
Yeah, but that's not with them thinking that we're actually kicking and punching each other for real.
Not so much that.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I think some people do still see it that way.
Good. I hope so. I mean, it hurts. So.
Even on Raw this last week where Seth Rollins had the blood capsule thing where it was supposedly his insides, there were so many people who were like, I don't know, that looked like his insides were actually being destroyed.
Yeah, but that's not... Okay, yes. I've done things in my career with Evolve and on the independents where people have said oh, I wonder if that was scripted. Or maybe that was real. That is fine.
But you've never done something where you were full-blown heel, when you were beating up Gargano and stuff, where people thought that reflected on you? Not the character of Ethan Page. People thought that's who you are.
I don't know. Maybe I just don't let it get to me. So
maybe.
I've just okay, hate me. I don't care.
Because I always assumed that's why wrestlers were putting their names on social media. So that people know, no. Jordan Grace is a character I play. Jordan Grace.
Yeah, but she's not even a bad guy.
Well, no, but she could be one day. Or,
that's true. I think the way...
And it might mess up her brand if she's a bad person.
Well, the way Austin Creed explained it is after the life with WWE, he wants his name to have some value for all the work that he's put in, which he should.
Totally.
So, yeah, he's going to let people know, my name's Austin Creed. It's not whatever, blah, blah, blah. So.
Yeah, true. I think you're underestimating how people think wrestling is real still.
I definitely am. But I also go out of my way to not stress myself out about it. And at the end of the day, we're all our own business. So Jordan Grace is a business, Ethan Page is a business, Lance Storm is a business. We are all going to run our business in a different way. All we're trying to do is sell our product to a company. Whether they want to pay for it or not is up to them. But how we present it is completely up to us. So for anyone to tell Jordan Grace she can't or it's wrong of her to do it, I think is idiotic, and it's actually disrespectful to what we do.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that telling anyone how they do how they handle their business when they're not their boss is silly.
And it's art. What we do, people call art, or even some people say sports, some entertainment. I think it's all three mixed together. So there's going to be difference of opinion no matter what, and at the end of the day, it's all it's up to us to decide what we want to do. That's
actually how I've been able to handle the Jim Cornettes of the world and stuff like that, where I go I used to be so angry of why does this person say that, or why are they such a dick, or why are they so mad about this one thing that people enjoyed, and then finally at the end of the day I finally looked at it and was just everyone likes different things.
Yeah.
I was
but even so Jim Cornette, I don't hate him. I don't like him. I don't agree with everything he says. I don't disagree with everything he says. And I'm okay with saying that out loud. I don't mind saying, yeah, he said some things that I've been yeah, that's a good point. He definitely should have said it in a different way. But to me, he's not wrong. But that's just to me.
No, totally.
Not everyone needs to think the same way as me. And people need to just worry about themselves a little bit more, I think.
Oh, it's tough, man. I mean, the social media and becoming such a big thing, and the anonymity factor of social media where you can just say whatever you want. I mean, I knew someone...
Well, some of us can.
Well, but even burner accounts. I mean, people have burner accounts where they're just
That's
saying...
That's insane to me.
It's crazy. Dude, I had to... Right before you got here, my tech guy is in the process of banning someone in the comments because they're just saying crazy things. And in the 4.5 years of me having this site, I've never had to ban anyone, but just the anonymity of the internet, it just has people can say crazy things and stuff. The burner accounts, though, you don't have a burner account to look at things.
Nope.
Not even for vanity searching purposes.
Nope. I'll just straight up vanity search myself and like them all. If you write my name and I look it up, you'll probably get a like. Whether it's negative or positive, I want you to know that I read it and I don't give a shit.
I used to, God, I had to get out of that mode because I was the same way. I'm like you. I'm a vanity searcher as well.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to when there's like millions of people out there in the world saying things about you. You've got like feedback at your fingertips or whatever. So if you want to know what people think about you,
you can find out real quick.
I know, yeah. And so I'm the same way. And I used to do the same thing. I used to like all of them.
Yeah.
I've tried my best to not do it as much because sometimes it feeds them.
I think it's funny because like at the end of the day, like. When or if I leave wrestling, I will delete it all. Like
it's gone.
Yeah, like I only do this for work.
Yeah.
So like, let's say I go into something else after wrestling. Yeah, sure. If I need the social media accounts, I'll keep them. But like at the end of the day, it's all to feed into my job. Mm-hmm. Like I don't do it for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You say if you ever left wrestling or in the future or whatever. Is there other things outside of wrestling that
everything? Get me out of this.
What's the number one thing that you think if you had to leave wrestling right now, what would you go try and do?
Oh, movies.
Movies.
Yeah, it's just I'm also like very self-aware and realistic. I'm not just going to just jump into some giant movie career.
Of course.
But if I could just snap my fingers and make something happen, I would stop bumping and letting people hit me with chairs.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, and also I think people underestimate how the timing of wrestlers and stuff like that. They're great when like comedic timing and stuff like that. I think people are always impressed. Casting directors and stuff like that.
And I truly believe you're just a product of your environment. So if I grew up without wrestling around me, or my parents didn't watch wrestling, or wrestling wasn't popular when I was a child, I would have just used whatever natural charisma or entertainment like persona and gone to something else. Yeah.
Did you ever do acting as a kid? Like plays?
I did, stage acting in high school. I nailed leads every year.
What leads? I did acting in high school too. So
Danny Zuko in Grease.
All right.
That's pretty much, can't beat that.
No, that's like the shining star of high school theater.
I mean, that's numero uno. Then I was Willard in Footloose.
Okay.
So, the quirky best friend. And then I was the dentist in The Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I mean, yeah.
That's Steve Martin, right? Yeah.
That's not bad.
See, I was always, whenever I did high school theater, I never wanted to do the lead parts because I didn't want to have to sing the whole play.
See, I wanted to do it because all the girls love the lead.
They do. They really do. And it was always like why I'd like lean that way and I'm like, I really don't want to sing in front of that people. So I would always go, well, I'll just be the villain. He's also in it equally, but he just has like a talkie song, where it's not actually like singing.
You're not trying to like woo the crowd. Yeah.
I not like some romantic love scene with a woman where I need to like sing to her or whatever.
See, I had to do that and was a terrible singer, so I just made it work. I don't know how I talked people into letting me have these parts. I guess they're called auditions.
It's charisma.
Yeah, thanks.
So wait, you're not a big singer, so you didn't do choir or anything like that in high school?
No.
And you still got the lead for Danny?
Yeah.
That's impressive. What grade was that?
Either 10 or 11.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Not even a senior in the lead part as Danny Zuko. It's pretty good.
I think I skipped 9. Whatever grade 9 was, I didn't do any plays. 10, 11, 12, yeah.
Did you wrestling in high school too?
I started doing indie wrestling in...
No. Like...
Oh, we don't have... That's not like
that's
a
not
thing
in
Canada, no.
At all?
Yeah, not really.
Really?
Yeah. Like collegiate wrestling?
Yeah. Like,
nah.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that.
No, it's not.
I remember...
Football is also not huge for us. Like,
is it played?
Yeah. Like, I played football in high school, but like... We would draw maybe 100 people. To
so it wasn't like the thing everyone in school had to go to on a Friday night or something.
It's like 10,000 people go see a high school football game.
It's ridiculous.
What the fuck?
I don't understand it.
It's insane.
As you heard when we get here, I'm not a big sports guy.
Yeah, same.
So I'm always amazed by that. I'm like, it's a guy running with a ball from one side of the thing to the other, or like.
But really, they're hoping that one of these people ends up in the NFL and they can be like, hey, it's from our hometown.
But like, for example, my school, right? We had Alex Morgan went to my high school.
Okay.
And she's like a huge soccer player on the American Olympic team or whatever. And nobody watched the women's soccer team when we were in school. Like, that's the one athlete that did make it from our school. I honestly, wrestling like wasn't on my radar. Like collegiate wrestling wasn't on my radar until I got to high school and I was like looking for a sport to do. And I was like, wait. Wrestling's something we can do? And I watch wrestling on TV. I'll go do that. And I was like, oh, this isn't the same thing.
No,
so
not even close.
You learn real quick it's not the same thing. But I got a year of it. So, wait, so you played, what other sports did you play in high school? Was
Well,
it football?
I have my black belt in Taekwondo and karate.
Wait, you do. When's the last time you done karate?
Oh, years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. I stopped right when I started wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah. To wrestle, actually.
I feel like you don't use any type of kind of karate.
I do a head kick.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
The safest head kick in professional wrestling. Because I'm a professional martial artist. I can control my legs. I'm actually Steve Blackman.
Lethal weapons with your legs.
Exactly.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Yeah, I did. You should do more karate.
I mean, what are you talking about? Like Eric
kicks?
Bischoff's, like
Just steal Speedball's gimmick. Just take it. You know.
He continues to train, so I won't be able to keep up. It's been many years. I'll just keep ripping off the Rock.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
And lastly, okay, what's your goal at the end of the day? Like, what do you want to do with your vlog? Like, what's your end game? Like, not end game, but what do you hope to achieve with your vlog?
I want that to be like a sustainable income for the family, so that I don't have to. Like, I take everything. Like, there's not a promoter. Like, it's a 90% chance I'll say yes. So, like, I will take on way too much, and I'm not spending as much time as I want to at home. And that's just me not trying to lose the momentum that I have. I want to get the vlog to a point where I don't have to worry about stuff like that. I can just do Impact, a couple selective indies that I really want to see grow and help them out, and just focus on the YouTube.
That's awesome. Yeah, that would definitely be cool, especially having a kid, getting to be home more. I'm sure it'd be nice.
Yep.
And getting to play with your toys more.
Yeah.
Where can people find the vlog? Give them all the info.
Yeah. YouTube.com. It's very simple. Just search Ethan Page Vlog. It'll pop up. If you want to be, professional, you can type it in youtube.com/Canadian Monster Mafia. It's a mouthful. I don't like it. I'm trying to figure out how to change it. We'll work on that. But Twitter is the best thing to follow me on. It's @OfficialEgo. I tweet out everything that I'm doing, almost to a fault. So, please follow me on that, and you'll know literally everything that I'm doing.
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
ProWrestlingSheet.com